Let your breath come into your practice. Check out your feet. Make sure you're standing nice and square on the feet. Right? Think about 4 corners of the feet all touching the mat. And the spine nice and long, the shoulders back and down. And we're breathing. Just letting the dust settle from the day. And now allowing the breath to start deepening. So we always start with a nice deep exhale to get rid of and make space, right? So release, belly button to spine. And then as you inhale now, fill that space with things that are great for you. Energy, fluidity, movement. And then as you exhale, release again. Inhale, fill your body with fresh breath, fresh energy. And let's do that 2 more times just on your own. Just observing your breath. Observe how big you can get as you inhale. And when you're done with your second round, just bring your breath back to its regular pace here. Okay, so we're going to continue clearing things out. Turn your palms out, exhale, and keeping your arms nice and long and strong. Inhale up, turn your palms to face the earth, and as you exhale, draw your hands right down through center, pressing into the earth. Anything you don't want to carry into your practice today. And we're going to do that again. Inhaling, feel those arms. As they come up to shoulder height, feel them getting even longer. Continue inhaling, palms toward the earth, press down. And one more time, raising up, really lengthening. Remember, we want the ribs coming away from the hips, more than the shoulders heading toward the ears. And then press down, releasing breath here. All right, and just let your breath come back into your practice. And we're going to do a 4-part breath now. I'm just going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so we're going to have the hands at hip. This is your heart. Hands at heart center here. Pressing the palms together. Inhale, draw the fingertips up toward the sky. Now exhaling, clasp your hands behind you. If that's too much of a stretch for the front of the shoulders, just put your hands on your hips. And then we're going to raise the heart, shine the heart forward without dropping the head back. Inhale. Maybe those hands lift off the spine a bit. And with soft knees and soft hips, take a nice little forward fold as far as you want to go. The hands can either stay attached to the back or can raise up. You can be higher, you can be lower. Release your hands and then float the arms out and up as you inhale, palms touch. Hands come, heart center. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, draw the fingertips up toward the sky. Exhale, bringing the hands behind you, either clasp or hands to the hips. Shoulder blades toward each other as the heart shines forward. Inhale, exhale, forward fold here. And then see if the hands want to come off the spine or stay on the spine. That's between you and the front of your shoulders. Release your hands, exhale, and then as you inhale, draw up. Feel your feet grounding into the earth. Palms touch, hands come heart center. And one more time like that. Inhale up. Exhale, clasp. Inhale, shine your heart forward. Exhale, fold. Decide if your hands are staying on your spine or if they're lifting up. Release the hands down by the feet and then float the arms out and up as your palms touch. And your hands come heart center. And release. So those 4 movements that we just did with the breath are a good way to refresh in the middle of the day or even start your day. Okay? So let's take that a little further into cats and cows. And today we're going to put our hands on our thighs, set the hips back, and leave the hands on the thighs. They might go up and down. Arch your back for cow and round your spine for cat. And just continue going through this with your hands to your thighs. So sometimes we bring our arms really big. Today we're just leaving the hands where they are, cats and cows. And then the next time you're gazing toward your lap, tuck your chin and slowly roll up to standing. And roll your shoulders back and down. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we're going to start to take the spine side to side. Draw the arms up. Inhale, interlace the fingers. Turn your palms up toward the sky and tilt toward the left, looking up to the right. So we're getting that right side body. Come back center. Try and keep your feet grounded. Tilt toward the right. Take your gaze up to the left. And come on up. And we're going to tilt back over to the left, feeling the right side release as we turn the gaze up toward the right. And up, and taking it over to the left, gazing up to, well, we're actually over to the right, gazing up to the left, aren't we? Yes, we are. Inhale up, and once again, we're coming over to the left now. We're going to stay here and release the arms. Press your left fingertips away, so we're just lengthening through the left side. Take your right shoulder behind you, shine your heart up. And then come back to center, arms parallel. Inhale, interlace the fingers. Palms up toward the sky. Tilt to the right. Make sure your left foot is planted as you release your hands. Press the right fingertips away. And roll your left shoulder back so the heart shines up. Come back to parallel. Inhale the arms overhead. We're going to softly fold here with bent knees and bent hips. Remember, your fold could be here right now. It could be here. It could be anywhere in between. Softly fold down and up. We're going to go down and up a few times. We're going to start introducing a little bit of balance here. So take it down. And the next time you come up, take your right heel up with you. Then come back down. Take your left heel up with you. Take it down. And do double heel. And you guys know what's next. It's going to be heel or knee on the right, heel or knee on the left, and then double heel. So just play with your balance here. Down and up. Yes, there you go. Heel or knee, right, left, double. Heel or knee. Just fooling around with it. Yeah. Whenever the double heel comes around again for you, just hold up there for a moment. We'll all just meet here. Try and feel really square on the balls of your feet rather than pronated out or supinated in. And now let's take it down, heels down, ragdoll it out. So if you want to ragdoll with your opposite hand to opposite elbow, that's great. If you want to ragdoll up here, if you want to let your arms just release and relax, you can do that too. And then take everything back to center. Drop your hands to your legs and slowly, slowly, slowly roll up. Shoulders back and down. Inhale and exhale. How's everybody doing? Is everybody okay? All right, so let's get a little bit of twisting going here. We're going to plant the feet hip-width distance apart. Okay? The toes are facing forward. So we're in a firm stance here with the hips facing forward. Arms come out to goal post. Now lift the ribs away from the hips, and then inhale, and as you exhale, twist to the right, trying to keep your hips as forward as possible. Come back to center, inhale, exhale, twist to the left. We're trying to keep the hips forward. Come back to center, inhale, exhale, twist to the right. Come back to center, inhale, exhale, twist to the left. We're staying firmly grounded. Inhale, center, exhale, twist to the right. So we're warming up our twist here, coming back to center, and then twist to the left and center. Now that we're warmed up, we're going to go back to the right, draw the right hip a little more forward, the left hip a little more back. Inhale, and as you exhale, strongly extend the arms. Turn your gaze towards your right fingertips. Inhale, and as you exhale, turn your gaze towards your left fingertips. Inhale, and as you exhale, turn your gaze back to the right. And then release back to forward, goalpost arms. Inhale, we're going to exhale to the left, staying here, drawing the left hip a little more forward, the right hip a little more back so that they're very square here. Always lengthen the spine before you try and twist a little deeper, extending the arms, turning your gaze towards your left fingertips. Inhale, and as you exhale, turn your gaze to the right. Inhale, and as you exhale, turn your gaze back to the left. And then come back to center. Inhale the arms overhead, and just release the arms down by your side. Ooh, and shake it out. Okay, inhale and exhale here. All right, so we are going to start working our way down, and we're going to do some inner thigh and hamstring work also. So let's come to the top of the mat with the feet hip-width distance apart. Inhale, float the arms up. Now exhale into a swan dive, folding from the hip creases, and just wherever the hands land, that's where they're going. So the legs are straight, the hands might be on the legs, they might touch the mat. And just take stock of how your hamstrings are feeling right now. Are you feeling your hamstrings? Anybody? Yes? Okay, because if you're not, what's happening is your hips are way behind your ankles, or your knees are very bent. So feel your hamstrings, and we're just noticing where they are right now. Now bring your hands to your thighs and take a half lift. Shine your heart forward, set the hips back. Bring your hands down and step back to downward facing dog. So we're in dog now, and we're going to bend one knee and then the other. Now we're looking at the lower half, the calf muscles, right? See how everything's feeling in the ankles and calves as you pedal your feet. Then take one heel down and hold. And take the other heel down and hold. Take both heels down and hold. And bring your knees to the mat and sit off to the side. All right, we usually transition through seated mountain pose, so let's go there now. Inhale and exhale. All right, we're going to do some hip opening. So let's take the feet, the legs to cross, hands to heart center. Lean back, engage your core, and raise both feet. Remember, you can always do this with your feet down or one foot down, but try and keep your core engaged, your spine straight, right? Right ankle is in front, arms come overhead, inhale, palms forward, exhale, palms to the mat as you come forward. take your gaze past your fingertips. Now don't be surprised if you don't go very far because we just started warming up the hips. Bring the arms up, feet up, left ankle in front of right, and take it down. All right, so that's all we're doing. Coming up, switch the leg that's in front, and coming back down. So just do that a few times at a pace that feels good to you. We're not holding it very long because we're warming things up, and once you get warmed up, then we're going to hold it for longer. So it's just up, switch, and down, nice and smooth, saying hello to the hips. So we started with the right ankle over the left, and then we're going to finish up with the left ankle over the right. Whenever you get there, come on back up and just hang out here with your core engaged and your arms up. We'll all wait to get back together. Now we take the right ankle back in front of the left, turn your palms forward. This time when we come down, we're holding. So take it down, palms to the mat, gaze past your fingertips. Press your palms into the mat, lift your heart as you look forward, and then as you exhale, wiggle your fingers. Maybe they go a little more forward. Anybody feeling that right hip now? Feel good? Inhale and exhale. And walk your hands 2 steps over to the right. Now, leave your left hand where it is and just walk your right fingertips a little more forward. Just to get some even length in the sides of the body, walk your hands back through center and over to the left. Leave your right hand where it is and walk those left fingertips away. Walk your hands back to center. Press the palms into the mat as you shine your heart forward. Inhale. Exhale. See where your fingers go now. They might not go anywhere. They might go a little farther forward. All right. With your arms long, come on up. Raise the feet. Left ankle over right. Palms forward. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. Let me know if this cross-legged posture isn't working well for you to hold, and I'll show you single leg version. Okay, press your hands into the mat, shine your heart forward, and then walk those fingertips a little more forward. Say hello to your left hip. Now we're going to walk the hands 2 steps over to the left. If you went to the right, don't worry. We'll going both ways. Wiggle those left fingers away. Come back through center. 2 steps over to the right. And wiggle those right fingertips away. And now come back through center. Press your palms into the mat. Shine your heart forward. Inhale, and as you exhale, see if your fingers want to go any farther forward. See how that feels. And then with long arms, come on up. Feet up, uncross, and bring the feet down. Okay. Hips feeling a little looser here. Let's open and close. Yeah? All right. So let's take this now to the inner thighs. So take your left leg out at an angle pointing toward the left and your right foot to your left thigh. Now your right foot could also be at your left shin if your knee doesn't like being this tightly bent. Okay? Bring your left hand palm face up to your left leg. Take your right arm up by your ear and just tilt over your left leg, letting that left hand just slide down the leg. And then come on back up and we'll switch sides. So the right leg is out at an angle to the right. The left foot is to the right thigh or right calf. Right palm is face up on the right leg. Left arm is by the ear. And go ahead and slide the right hand down the leg. And release. Okay, now we're going to take both legs out. Okay, so from single leg now to double leg. The toes are pointing up, knees are pointing up. Inhale the arms overhead, palms forward, and bring your hands down to the mat. So now we're going to carefully and mindfully walk the hands forward, seeing how the inner thighs react to this. And just go with a long spine, keeping your gaze past your fingertips. See how those inner thighs feel here now. Take a couple of breaths. Now walk your hands over to the right till you have your right hand outside your right leg, your left hand inside your left leg. Look up, inhale, exhale, walk your fingertips down your right leg. And just take notice, which inner thigh are you feeling here? Is it the one you would think? Walk your hands back through center. Inhale, exhale down. And then take your hands to the left. Your left hand's outside the left leg, your right hand's inside. Inhale, shine your heart forward, and exhale, walk your fingers a little forward, keeping your gaze ahead rather than facing down. And notice which inner thigh you're feeling here. Take your hands back to center and just walk back up. We're going to take the legs together and give them a nice little shake here. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we just did a little bit of evaluating with the hamstrings earlier in our forward fold. We just did a little bit of evaluating with the inner thighs here. Let's do a little evaluating of our cobbler's pose. So take your feet far away from you and bring the heels together. Sit up nice and tall. Now slowly draw your heels in to where your comfort level is. Okay? Just draw your heels in. Now if your knees start to do this, you've gone too far. We want to keep the knees out. So find out where, that actually feels pretty good if you want to take your legs forward and back like I'm doing. So I have my the soles of my feet together and I'm just moving them in and out. Find your Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose, for right now. If nothing feels good about this, take the soles of your feet 6 inches apart. Is everybody comfortable right now? So just notice where you are. Where's your geometry right now in this? Bring your hands under your knees and bring your knees back up. All right, and then let your knees open and close. Inhale and exhale. So we're just noticing, right? And maybe at the end of class, if you help me remember, we'll go through that series again and you'll see if things loosened up or expanded for you, okay? But right now, it's time for core. So let's do some boats, shall we? Okay, so you know that you can keep your feet down, okay? We're going to start with the arms forward, and we're going to start with the right knee up. The core is engaged. Now, you're all very practiced yogis. You can also start with your legs straight if that's you tonight. So you're either right foot down, knee, legs straight, high boat to low boat. Coming up nice and slow, high boat to low boat. Doing the version that best suits you or switching it up between different versions. High boat to low boat. Coming back to high boat. This time low boat, stay here. Option, canoe, arms by the ears. Bringing the arms down by your side, lift back up into high boat on the right and release. Woo, shake it out. All right, everybody good with that? Ready for left side? Down, knee, or straight, or a combination. Arms forward, high boat, low boat. I feel like we haven't done boat in a few nights. High boat, low boat. High boat, low boat, high boat. This time when you come into low boat, stay there. Arms by the ears, canoe. Bring your hands down by your side and come back up. High boat on the left and release. Inhale and exhale. Let the knees open and close. All right. Let's do a little special oblique work here. So come on down. Spine is on the mat. All right. And we're going to take the arms out to the side in a T. Take your knees to tabletop. Now take both knees over to the right. Keep your shoulders on the mat. Come back up, knees to the left. See what we're doing here? Just the knees, not the shoulders. Come back center. Here's an add-on if you want. Knees to the right, extend the legs, knees in and center. If that doesn't work for you, don't do it. Knees to the left, extend the legs, knees in and center. If this whole thing is too much for you, just bring your feet down and take your knees side to side. So you're either going knees or knees extend and center, or feet down, knees side to side. And just keep going. You guys know the drill. Slow and careful. No momentum. Lots of muscle here. Oh, there it is. We started to the right. So the next time you go to the left, you will be even, unless you started to the left, then go to the right to finish. Bring your feet down, whoosh, bring your arms down, and just wiggle everything around. All right, anybody feel that? Wiggle your feet at me if you're ready. You're okay. Let's come on to hands and knees then. So come on up to hands and knees. And we're going to do a little push-up series here. So your knees are under your hips. The hands walk forward, come into a knee down plank. So that's how far forward your hands are, wherever they need to be for knee down plank. Inhale and exhale, but I said push-up, right? So let's go down and up. Woo! And hips back toward the heels. Jan's like, didn't I do this already once today? 1 or 2 times. Here we go. Push up once or twice. Hips back to heels. And 2 more times on your own. Push up once or twice. Hips back to heels. That's okay, Jan. This is my 3rd time doing it. And the next time your hips go back to heels, come into your child's pose. Get real comfortable in your child's pose here. And just see what you're feeling in child's pose. How is everything feeling? Is anything feeling tight? Want to move around, or are you okay? Child's pose can be any comfortable position that just allows you to recenter and reconnect with your breath. All right, we're going to take this back up to table and do a little glute work. All right? So, if this bothers your wrists to be on hands and knees this much, You can take your wrist slightly forward, or you can do this standing. We're going to take the right leg back, hip height, square the hips, bend the right knee, flex the right foot, and press up and up. There's your glute. 8 and up. Okay, that was 4. We'll do 4 more. 3 and 2 and 1. All right, right knee down, left leg back, bend the knee, flex the foot, and press up. Up. It's in the glute. Up. Up. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Now take yourself into a downward facing dog. And then just walk your feet to your hands here. Take a half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center, and release. All right, let's shake out the hands, rotate the wrists. Okay. So we're going to do a little balance before we move into our sun salutation, because we're going to be doing that glute press again. So I want you to have a chance to just do something a little that doesn't involve the wrists so much and the glutes, right? We're just switching it up here. So let's bring the feet hip-width distance apart. Inhale and exhale. Our pose of the month is tree. Well, one of the months was tree. I don't know if it's this month. But we're going to work our way into tree. And think about tree, hands to the hips, steady gaze, calm mind. When you open it up, right, we're working that inner thigh stuff again. So stand nice and tall, and then keeping the knee open, bring the foot to the leg. High or low, doesn't matter. If you're feeling comfortable, bring your hands to your heart. If your foot comes down and up a lot, then just go with it. And come back to standing. As always, if you just got into the best tree of your life and I say come back to standing, feel free to stay in the best tree of your life, right? This is your practice. Left heel up, left knee out, placing the foot, right? It could be kickstanded, it could be calf, it could be all the way up at the thigh. And when you're feeling right about this, you can bring your hands to your heart. And release. All right, so let's go ahead. You guys all know tree. We're going to come into tree and option raising the arms. All right, so let's take the right knee out. Gaze is steady. Hands come together, or maybe you just went straight for it, arms up. However you're doing it. And bringing the hands to heart center, release. Here we go. Knee up, knee out, on the left. And coming into tree. And when you're ready, release back down, 2 feet on the mat. Just let your breath move around. Just be calm and balanced where you are. Feel your feet square on the earth here. Inhale and exhale. And let's move to our sun salutation. So if you're not already at the top of the mat, come on up to the top of the mat. All right, here we go. Float the arms up. Inhale. Check in with your hamstrings. Fold forward from your hip creases, and we're just going to observe the hamstrings and let the hands go where they belong. We're not trying to force them to the mat. They might land on the legs. but we want to feel those hamstrings. Bring your hands to your thighs, shine your heart forward for your half lift. Bring your hands down, and we're going to step back with the right leg. Stay in this lunge transitional pose for a moment, and wiggle the hips around. That always feels pretty good. And then find your plank, knees up or down. Find a nice strong plank here, and bending at the elbows, take it down through chaturanga. Okay, so we're going to do locust. Bring the hands by the thighs, pinkies face up toward the sky, shoulders toward the ears, down the spine. Shine your heart forward as you raise your pinkies toward the sky. And release. Now we're coming back to that. Shoulders up, back and down, pinkies up, and add the legs. And release. Locust there. Bring your hands under your shoulders. So I'm going to talk you through the lift up. You can always go table to down dog, or tuck your toes, gaze towards your mat, your hands under your shoulders. Press yourself halfway up with your knees up or down, doesn't matter. Straighten the arms and press back and up to downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. We're going to do those glute presses from here, so make sure you're nice and squared off in your down dog. If this doesn't feel right to you, go to the wall and do the same thing. Take your right leg up, bend at the knee, flex your right foot, and press like you're making a footprint on the ceiling. 4. We're doing 4 more. 3, 2, 1. And then take that right knee in towards your chest and release that right leg back nice and long. And then bring your right foot in and to the mat and complete your journey. Feet to the hands. Half lift. Forward fold. Float the arms out and up as your palms touch. And hands come heart center. Did that go okay? Any questions about that? We good on the other side? Let's shake out the wrists for a second. All right. Feet are hip width distance. Float the arms up. Inhale. Hamstring time. Folding from the hip creases. Just let the hands go where they belong right now. If you don't want to forward fold for any reason, feel free to stay high. Remember, it's your practice. Bring your hands to your thighs, hips back, shine your heart forward, half lift, hands down. Taking the left leg back, now the right knee stays over the right ankle. And we're just going to move around. And then find plank. So I'm going to do a knee down plank this time. Taking my left knee down, bring my right leg back, and come into knee down plank just because I want to. All right, and you're free to do whichever version of plank you want at any point in your practice. Now chaturanga. We're going to go back to the locust, but this time we're going to clasp the hands behind us. Remember, just like when we started, if this is too much, just put your hands on your hips. All right, shoulders toward the ears, down the spine. Shine your heart forward. And maybe those fingers press back towards your heels and release. If that's not okay for you, then do a different back bend. Go back to the original locust if you want. Okay, here we go. Taking it up again and adding the legs. Yep, and release. Woo! Let's release the spine here. Make a pillow with your hands. Rest your forehead. Bend your knees and let your legs go side to side. Finding your way to downward facing dog. Maybe table to dog. Maybe you do that lift up again. Remember, we're going to be raising the left leg and doing those glute presses, so find a nice even distribution of your weight. Take your left leg up to hip height, redistribute the weight, bend your left knee, flex that foot, and press. Press. 3 and 4. Press. 2. 2 more. Now bring your left knee in to center and then extend that leg back behind you just because it feels so good, doesn't it? And then bring your left foot forward and walk to the top of your mat. Let's find those hamstrings one more time. So put your hands on your legs somewhere, and then as you straighten your legs, just let your hands go to where they belong right now. Forward fold. Hands to the thighs, shine your heart forward for half lift. Let's go back into forward fold. Let the hands slide down the legs and stop wherever it's right for them to stop. And then float the arms out and up as your palms touch. And your hands come heart center. And release. All right. Whew. That seemed like a long sun salutation, didn't it? Everybody good? Nice and strong, right? Let's shake out the wrists again. All right, so I wanted to do a little shoulder and hip opening combo. So we're going to be stepping wide side to side. So however you want to, if you want to step side to side and step off your mat or, change to the side, we're going to have the arms out at shoulder height with the elbows bent. And then we'll be taking the arms together, forearms together and open. They may not touch, it's up to you and your shoulders, right? Here's the legs, out to the right and center, out to the left and center. Now we're going arms and legs. So we're going to start with the arms out and step to the right. Forearms together and center, step to the left. Forearms together and center. That's all we're doing. Stepping right and open, left, center, right, center, left, center. This time when we go to the right, we're going to stay here, stay right here. Now bring your hands down to the mat with one hand on either side of your right foot and just see how your left leg is feeling, your left inner thigh. Walk your hands over to the left. Let the left knee bend and let that right thigh lengthen the right inner thigh. Bring your hands back to center. Bring your hands to your hips and come up. Okay. And now we're going to heel-toe the feet together. I have not forgotten the left side. So we're going to take the arms out, shoulder height, and step to the left and hold. Now turn to the left, bring your hands down. Okay, so we're stretching through the whole inside of the right leg. Walk the hands through center, bring the hands to the right. Stretch the inside of the left leg. Come back. Now this time hands to center. Turn your toes forward if they're not already. And just extend your legs with your hands on the mat. So however far your legs will go with your hands touching the mat is how extended they get. So they could be here. They could be straight. Doesn't matter. Bring your hands to your hips. Come halfway up. Take a breath. Come the rest of the way up. Heel-toe your feet together and shake the legs out. Woo! Alrighty. So let's go ahead. We're going to work our way back down. So if you have something that you want for when we get down, a towel, a blanket, an eye pillow, anything you want, inhale and exhale. Bring your feet to hip width distance and let's find mountain pose at the top of the mat. So a nice strong mountain pose with your palms facing forward and your heart open. Just Observe. How's your breath moving? Are there parts of the body that are calling to you to soften up or wiggle or move before we head down? Allow that to happen. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, we're swan diving over the hip creases. And we're just observing, where are the hands now? Is it any different from when we started? It's just an observation. It's not a judgment. How are those hamstrings? Bring your hands to your thighs, hips back, shine your heart forward. Hands down and step back to downward facing dog. So in dog, we're going to bring the big toes together and then knees to one side, hips to the other, moving side to side. If you've had it with dog and you want to bring your knees down, your hips will move side to side. Either way, everybody come back to center now, knees down, and sit off to the side. Legs straight forward, feet are flexed, mountain pose, seated mountain pose here. Okay, all right, so now we're going to take the left leg out to the side and bring the right foot to the left thigh. Okay, so see how that position is now that you're a lot more warmed up. I almost said a little, but you're actually a lot more warmed up. Do you agree? Left palm face up. Yeah. Right arm up by the ear. Inhale. And just tilt over that left leg. See where that left hand slides to. And bring it back up. And then we're going to switch. And remember, your left foot does not have to be at the thigh. It could also be at the calf. It's about the angle of your knee and how your knee will be happier. Right palm up, left arm up by your ear, and slide over that right leg. Not judging, we're just observing. And come back to center. And now we're going to take both legs into a V. All right? And if you want to, like once you get into your V, some people have really wide Vs just naturally. Sometimes if I want to deepen my V or take my legs a little wider, I'll support myself on my hands and slide my hips forward. Okay? All right, now the toes are face up, knees are face up, arms are overhead. Inhale, palms face forward. Exhale, bring the hands to the mat. Gaze past your fingertips. Inhale, press your hands into the mat as you shine your heart forward. And exhale, see if those fingertips want to go any farther forward. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Take your hands to the right, so you have your right hand outside your right leg, your left hand inside your right leg. Look up, and then exhale over the right leg. Walk your hands back through center, over to the left. Left hand is outside the leg, right hand is inside. Inhale, look up, and melt over that's your left leg. Yeah. And then walk your hands back to center, press your palms into the mat, shine your heart forward, and exhale, walk the fingertips, if they want to go, a little farther forward. Walk your hands back. Woo, let's bring the legs together and give them a crazy shake. And we're going to try the Baddha Konasana again. So go ahead and bring the soles of your feet together, far away from your pelvis, and with a nice straight spine, start to draw your heels in. Remember, we don't want the knees up here. We just want to draw in till we feel that the cobbler's pose here. And once again, if this is too extreme for you right now, feel free to separate your feet. All right, if you can, take your ankles, right? Reach your ankles, and then arch your back and look forward. So we're just shining the heart forward, and then we're gonna round forward. So it's like doing a cat and cow in Baddha Konasana. One more time. Look forward and round. And then come on up. One hand under each knee. Help your knees up. And we're going to roll ourselves down and do releasing. Okay. So let's go ahead and roll down. We're going to do that rock and roll releasing breath into forward fold. So bring your legs in. Okay. You've all done this before, but if it's not coming to mind, it will in a moment. We're going to build up some momentum. Rock up and down the spine. Give the spine a nice massage. And then when you're ready, come into a nice soft forward fold. And then roll back and do it again. Go at your own pace. So this is a detoxifying, purifying breath. And forward roll here. And a nice massage for the spine. The next time you find yourself in forward fold, just stay there. Nice and soft. We're not really trying to reach anything here. We're just in a soft forward fold. And now we're going to just allow ourselves to come comfortably back onto the mat with the knees bent. Feet hip-width distance apart. Let's take the arms long out to a T here. Inhale and exhale. All right. So we are going to bring the feet and the legs together, and do some very super gentle windshield wipers, taking the head side to side, the knees side to side. Unlike how we started with the knees side to side, right, which was a total core movement, a lot of muscle action there. This is a releasing movement, and we're just going side to side, keeping it gentle. And then when you feel even, bring your knees back up. The arms are still long here. Separate your feet hip-width distance. And we're going to do our hand movements. Oh, good idea, Kari. Let's bring the legs up and work those ankles. You are so right. Point and flex and circle. I almost forgot. Circle. Whew. And bring the feet down. Now we'll get to the hands, shall we? So open the hands really wide, extend those fingers. You're going to feel it all the way from the tips of your fingers to your shoulders. And then make a gentle fist. And then open and make a gentle fist. Open those hands really wide. Wiggle the fingers. Rotate the wrists one direction and the other. Woo! Bring your hands down by your side. All right, so we've got it all now. Ankles, wrists, hands, neck. Let's just scan the body from head to toe. Make sure everything is happy where it is, and if it isn't, make it happy. Experiment with your legs here. How do you want to be for final relaxation tonight? Do you want the legs long or the knees bent? What's going to feel best to you? Inhaling and exhaling here. And then when you're in a nice, comfortable position, with your hands about 6 inches away from your hips, palms up is the traditional way for final relaxation, but if your shoulders are happier with your palms down, do that. Remember, you're nice and comfortable. The knees could be bent or the legs could be straight. Make Making sure as you scan the body from head to toe, everything is ready for final relaxation. Any final wiggles or realignments happen here. And then inhale through the nose and slowly exhale through the mouth. Release yourself onto the earth. Inhale through the nose and slowly exhaling through the mouth. Release totally onto the earth. Let the earth support you. Move into your final relaxation. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Invite a deeper breath. Gently bring movement back to your body. And on your next inhale, extend your arms and your legs long. Exhaling, draw the knees in. Give yourself a hug. And find your way over to a side. Coming back up to a nice easy seat. As you turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit, thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.